Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. On August 6, 1926, at 7:08 a.m. British Summer Time, while most Americans lay sound asleep in their beds, Gertrude Trudy Ederle stood before the English Channel, covered in lard and petroleum and ready to tackle the challenge of a lifetime. She'd failed to become the first woman to swim across the channel the year before, after her coach mistakenly took a resting floating position as a sign of distress and pulled the Olympic swimmer out. But Trudy wasn't going to make that same mistake again. No. With a new coach by her side and another year of training under her belt, Trudy was bound and determined to make history if it was the last thing she did. The water was predictably cold, hence the need for lard and petroleum, but to everyone's surprise, it was also calm. At first, that is. But several hours into her swim, Trudy encountered a series of life-threatening squalls, one at noon and another at 6 p.m. The waves were so horrible that her coach, Bill Burgess, urged her to give up from a nearby boat. However, Trudy's father and sister, who accompanied Burgess in the boat, encouraged her to keep swimming. As the story goes, Trudy's dad had promised her a new roadster if she accomplished the feat, and for added motivation, he reminded her of this prize when the swells began to rage. And so, Trudy swam on. 14 hours and 34 minutes after her first step into the water on the beaches of Cap Gris-Nez, France, Ederle became the first woman and sixth person to successfully overcome the channel. If these accomplishments weren't enough, she also smashed the records of the men who had gone before her. One small step for Trudy and one giant leap for womankind, if you ask me. What happened next is my favorite moment of this entire historic event. After Trudy reached the shores of Kingsdown in Kent, England, the entire world sat in wonder and awe over her seemingly impossible accomplishment. I can imagine many of them wanted to know how she did it. When the New York Times came knocking on her door, Trudy's response was simply, "I just knew if it could be done, it had to be done, and I did it." But a later cable to her mother revealed that there was more to the story behind her success. "We did it, Mother, we did it. The trick is turned, and aren't you just so proud? We are all so happy. England and France are rejoicing in the glory. Oh, what crowds follow us here and there. The paper people are just impossible but grand. Mom, I had that feeling of sure success, just wouldn't give up. Not once was I on the point of abandoning the swim. The good God led me on safely." Amazing, right? Trudy's words inspire me so much that I actually paraphrase the last 3 sentences on a sticky note in my office. Never give up. Just keep swimming. The good God will lead you on. Just keep swimming. It's amazing what power 3 simple words can have in our lives. These words helped Gertrude Ederle overcome the English Channel. In the animated movie Finding Nemo, these same words helped Marlin and Dory journey across the Pacific Ocean to find Nemo in Sydney, Australia. And with a little effort, strategy, and intentionality, they can help you and me to survive the deep waters of life. When it comes to going deeper in our faith in God, endurance is essential. Let's consider how we can build endurance in our faith walk. Commit to train. When my husband and I bought our first house in Savage, Minnesota, we strategically chose one close to the only nearby gym with a pool. Shortly after we became members, they began advertising for the gym's annual Commitment Day 5K run and walk. Hosted on New Year's Day every year, the family-friendly event allows members to commit to working toward a more fit and healthy lifestyle. While I've never participated in a Commitment Day 5K, I love the meaning behind the race and the message it sends to the world. Regular exercise is important for building strength and endurance. The smarter and more often we train, the stronger we become, and the more endurance we possess. But we have to commit. We have to say yes to the invitation to train day in and day out. The same principles apply to swimming with Jesus through the deep waters of life. The question is not whether or not we can overcome the waves and other challenges.